Hi, let's take a look at Rook Exodus number 5. This is from the Ghost Machine Initiative from Jeff Johns and other creators from Image Comics. This is their universe that they launched with books like Rook Exodus, which is a sci-fi tale. We'll get into it more. Redcoat, which is about a guy who can live forever and he fights historical figures. That's kind of neat. And Geiger is the other one. Geiger had been introduced before all of this, but Geiger basically, he looks like the Spectre kind of, and he walks around a post-apocalyptic future, and he can turn himself into a radioactive man that's virtually unstoppable. That's awesome too. All of those are great. They're sort of mature themed, not too much. That's like, a turn off. But they're fairly violent and they have terrific art. This is no exception. Rook Exodus is the story about a planet that was supposed to be some sort of resort planet or something with a booming economy, and then everything collapsed. Basically, there are people that can control the nature elements, mostly the animals, of the planet by donning a helmet, and like there's a bird helmet, whatever. There's a warthog helmet and all that stuff. And Rook controls birds. Anyways, when everything collapsed, some of those guys stayed, and now Rook is trying to get off the planet, and the whole network system that controls these animals goes haywire every so often, and there's certain people vying for control, etc. The story is still fairly mysterious at this point as to who's doing what and why, in terms of motivation, etc. But it gets fairly intriguing here. So basically, Rook is having hallucinations. At one point, this warthog is talking. He's like, "Did you always talk?" Look at the art here; it's incredible. Let me take a look at the credits. Here are the credits for this one, and here's all the story so far and everything. And look at this; it's pretty awesome. The armor that they all don is pretty cool as well. As you see here, pretty neat stuff. Great design work. So he's having hallucinations, and like the forest is burning around him, and he doesn't know what's real and what isn't. Pretty neat stuff. And he's trying to fight through and figure out why he can't control his birds the way he always does. This is incredible as well. Look at that. And someone is out to get him, and he doesn't understand what's going on. Here's an ad in the middle of the book where they do a 2-page spread of the next issue, basically telegraphing what's going to happen. I love these face-off type poster. This guy versus this guy, like a boxing card or something. So it's Ursa versus Rook, the brawl for it all. Rook Exodus number 6. So I'm assuming if you read 1 to 6, there'd be a whole story arc. Here you see they have these bios every so often. So because Pumbaa was featured a lot here, they have his little bio, even though all the parts where he's talking is probably not really him. Here's the next set of titles from Ghost Machine. This one's Hyde Street. So yeah, I thought this was pretty awesome. I know that the guy at the comic shop that sold this to me, he was like, yeah, this is awesome. And I can't wait for the big showdown coming up in the next issue. This is a really great science fiction series, and it's funny when I read these Ghost Machine comics when they first came out. They had Ghost Machine number 1. They had all the big previews of all the different comics. Yeah, Rook and Geiger and Redcoat stood out as a breath of fresh air in terms of action-adventure comics that were just action-adventure comics, with characters that have their own agency and do things of their own volition, and motivations you can understand, and action-adventure that's very well plotted, well designed, and well executed. Great art. Basically comic books, and that's something I'm missing in modern comics. I know people always complain about modern comics, but like, what are you gonna do? I mean, like it's there to complain at because it's not very good. I mean, I can't follow half the action that I see in these comics, but the art in this is incredible stuff. So I recommend this as a nice science fiction thing. Start from issue 1 onward if you haven't been reading this. I'm sure there'll be a trade paperback or something like that. This is cool. Redcoat's cool. Geiger's cool. They're cool to get into. It's not true that comics are dying. Um, I mean, if you're just going with Marvel and DC, but like Image does some great science fiction stuff too, like Sacrificers, and they're bringing back Saga now. So that's cool. So yeah, I recommend this. Rook Exodus issue 5. Pick it up, and issue 6 is coming out soon, which will be this big brawl book, and I can't wait for that. Until next time, take care.